I'm gonna cry all alone in his room. Don't ask me why. It's just that I need to. I'm gonna cry all alone in his room. Don't ask me why. It's just that I need to. I feel the soul and I feel the pain. I will be grateful at the end of the day. I'm gonna walk it myself through the storms in my body, through the high water hell. I will press on, be what it may. I will be grateful at the end of the day. I'll be a witness to the sorrows I see. I will not feel at ease. I will not feel at ease when the world leaves me sleeping.
What time you start?
1 o'clock, probably 1:01. People are joining right now.
The test of writing was a drive-through, right? Leslie?
That's
See what I said?
Well, hello, everybody. I'm working through some technical difficulties here, but I'm going to give it just a few more seconds because I can see that people are still joining the meeting. So I'll give it just a second here. Bethany, I know you're on. If anything's not working right, will you chat it to me, please, in the meeting? So. All right. We're gonna move forward. So first of all, thanks everybody for making time to join this meeting today. Appreciate it. There's lots of important stuff going on, and it's been a while since I talked to everybody, and just wanted to kind of give you an update on some very important things that are happening in our business and in our field of work. So, all right. I always like to start with our mission, which is to provide our clients with a quality of life, dignity, and respect at home, wherever that may be. And helping our clients achieve the highest quality of life possible, treating them with dignity and respect they deserve as if they're a member of our own family. And this slide right here, this is my father. His KGB are his initials. He's for Kenneth Gene Bloomquist. And I put this in here because my dad just died a couple months ago. And the last few years were really tough and amazing. And he had everything go wrong you possibly can. And Comfort Keepers was there all the way. When I think about our mission, I really believe that without Comfort Keepers, my father would not have had the quality at the end of his life that he had. And that is thanks to everybody in the office who worked hard to give them the services they needed. My mom's still alive. And all the caregivers over the years, there were a number of you that helped my dad. And I just feel like he would not have had the quality of life he had at all. And I know that many of our other clients feel that way. My dad was director of bands at Michigan State University and a trumpet player, and a pretty cool guy. I miss him, but I also feel so privileged that I was able to spend the time I was with him in the last 6 months of his life. And again, that's thanks to Comfort Keepers and all the example that I have seen set over the years by so many families and so many caregivers. And so thankful for everyone for that, and just wanted to mention that. Also, though, I wanted to share with you what your clients are saying. We are doing this monthly text surveys, and some of you have participated in it on the caregiver side, and it also gets sent to all of our clients who've given us permission. And these are comments about you that have come back in the last couple of months from your clients. And I just wanted to share some of them because I think they paint a great picture of what you do and how you change lives. So first one, very helpful, very nice, in the most positive way, women. Okay. Your agency has made it possible for us to enjoy our vacation home quite a lot this summer. Not sure about winter, but a little hopeful. The people you have sent to care for me are wonderful. They've helped me get back on my feet. So that's another thing we do. We help people recover. We help them enjoy their vacation home. We love Shelley. She helps Joe very well and keeps me understanding some of his problems and behaviors. This is something you all do that I think is really amazing and important, is not only helping the client, but helping the family member understand what's going on. I receive nutritious, balanced meals 3 times weekly. I'm very pleased with the service from Comfort Keepers. If you're not familiar with our meal program, it really helps a lot of people, and ask somebody about it. Somebody that we just deliver the meals 3 times a week and do a safety check. So somebody that's not getting nutrition and you're worried about them losing weight or whether they're eating enough, reach out to your care coordinator. We can do that. Next one, this is Jennifer's sister. You are sitting with Jennifer overnight, and it has been going very well. Not sure she could have made the transition from hospital to memory care without you. Thank you for all your help. Okay, so we're just helping a person make a transition. Something else that we're really good at. I love this one is really nice. I love my caregiver, Ruth. She is a very good worker, very thoughtful, caring, loves us and our dogs, and never complains about anything. She is always on time, and she tries to help out with things that aren't part of her job. It would be devastating to us to lose her. And I didn't make all those capitalizations, by the way. The client actually did those capitalizations. I can't say enough good things about Comfort Keepers. They are the reason I can have my husband home with me. Just another way we make a difference in quality of life. And these last 2 years have been difficult for any agency or employer. I have appreciated the help provided by your staff. So that's just a sampling. I wanted to start off with sharing that because the work you do is important, and you do it very well. We're here to help you, and I just thank you for what you do for all of our clients, and including my own family. So today's topics, we're going to talk about the latest, what's going on with vaccine requirements, our COVID protocols at Comfort Keepers, and then we've got some new announcements for new things that are happening in 2022. So if you're paying attention at all, you know that the scene is constantly changing in terms of what the government is requiring of us. Both our state government and now our federal government are telling us what we're gonna do. So I will just say, as of yesterday, every day there's a new legal challenge or something, but this is the very latest where we're at right now. By January 4th of 2022, businesses with over 100 employees must ensure that all employees are vaccinated or are testing weekly. So I will tell you, there's a judge that put a temporary stay on that. So January 4th may or may not end up being a real date. We'll find out, and we'll keep you posted. But this is not something that we chose. We don't like being told what to do any more than you do. But we are a federal contractor. All of our VA work and our work with our PACE clients is all provided through the federal government. So we definitely meet the criteria for having to follow whatever this turns out to be. We have to file a plan with the government, there's very strict documentation rules about the vaccine status of every one of our employees and their testing results. Not something I want to do, but not something I'm going to have a choice on. The employees are not going to be allowed to self-administer the test, and it can't be an antibody test. The reason you can't do one of those over-the-counter store-bought tests is because they need independent confirmation of test results. I guess I don't know why anybody would cheat on a test like that, but they are, if you self-administer like you do at a drive-through, somebody else has to read the test and say what the results are. We'll all be navigating that stuff together, and if this comes to pass, we will help you identify testing locations where you can go. But it's not going to be easy. So what we'd like to do to prepare for this, whether it's no matter when it's going to start, is to have you let us know if you have been vaccinated. We do know quite a few of you, but if you have and we don't know about it, please send us a picture of your vaccination card. We need to, that's one of the forms of documentation that counts. And I'm just going to urge you all, if you are not yet vaccinated, I hope you'll consider it. As time goes on and variants and surges, et cetera, increasing numbers of our clients are rejecting unvaccinated caregivers, and that's their right to do. And so it could get harder to schedule you. you know, we are proponents of getting the vaccine. Russ and I have it, everybody in our family has it, but over 1,100 Americans are still dying every day, and most of the people who are dying are unvaccinated. So we're going to do a little quiz about the COVID vaccine, and I don't know how to have you respond to me other than if you can do a thumbs up or something, I might be able to see it. So do a thumbs up if you think it's true and a thumbs down if you think it's false. Okay. You don't need a COVID vaccine if you're young and healthy. True or false? Okay, I see somebody said it was true. Or yeah, maybe that's not what she meant. Yeah, it's false. Yeah, thank you, Tamara. The answer to this question is false. Getting vaccinated can protect you from getting COVID-19. Even young and healthy people who get COVID-19 are at risk of health problems such as losing sense of smell for many months. And these links are all to the CDC website where there's more information. We'll provide a copy of this stuff for you online. So yeah, even young people, I know several of them myself that not have had a really rough time with getting COVID. Is it free? True or false? Everyone who is eligible to receive a COVID-19 vaccine in the US can get it for free. True or false? All right. I see most people are answering true. And you would be right. Vaccines are free for everyone in the United States, regardless of whether you have health insurance, citizenship, identification, or whatever. If you want to get the vaccine, call our office, talk to Bethany or Adrienne. Bethany is getting real good at helping people sign up for vaccines and kind of knows a lot about where the best places are to go, but you never have to worry about paying for that. Can I take pain meds after I get my shot? So true or false? You can take over-the-counter pain medicine after you get a COVID vaccine. Okay, I think we have some disagreement on this one. And the answer is true. You can take over-the-counter pain medicine. It's not recommended to do it before your vaccination, but you can take it for any discomfort you may have from side effects after getting vaccinated. Yeah, I had a bit of a sore arm and took some Tylenol, done, no problem. What about long-term side effects? Long-term side effects of COVID-19 vaccines are common. True or false? Okay. We've got a lot of the right answers here. Correct answer is false. The serious side effects that can cause some long-term health problem are extremely unlikely following any vaccine, including COVID-19. Years of research and vaccine safety monitoring on other vaccines, including other COVID vaccines, just not COVID-19, show that side effects almost always happen within 6 weeks of getting a vaccine. I do know people that are suffering long-term side effects, long-term effects of getting COVID. Can I still get COVID? All right, true or false? You can still get COVID-19 even if you've received a COVID-19 vaccine. Yeah, I think everybody knows this one. Correct answer is true, you can. These cases are called breakthrough cases, and while they are rare, they do happen. However, if you're vaccinated, you're less likely to be hospitalized or die if you do get COVID-19. I think we probably all know somebody who's vaccinated and has gotten COVID-19 anyway. I'd say 99% of the people I know who that's happened to have had symptoms that didn't last as long or were more mild. If you have an underlying condition like asthma or something else that affects your breathing, though, it still can be very serious for you if you get COVID. And vaccines are recommended, you know, if you're in that situation. But yeah, you can get it anyway. But I might be pregnant, not me. COVID vaccines aren't recommended for pregnant people. True or false? Okay. A lot of people know the answer on this one too. Correct answer is false. If you're pregnant, you should receive a COVID-19 vaccine. They recommend now, the CDC now recommends pregnant people get vaccinated. Pregnant people are at higher risk for severe illness from COVID-19. So getting a vaccine can protect pregnant people from complications that could affect them or their babies. It's really interesting. One of my daughters is pregnant right now, and they are doing a bunch of, you know, extra testing and stuff. They want to and wanted to make sure she got vaccinated because apparently the pressure of the baby makes it harder to breathe anyway, which was something I didn't know, but it's not something to be scared of if you're pregnant. But what about if you want to get pregnant? Can the COVID-19 vaccine affect fertility? Yes or no, true or false? Okay. I saw a question up here I want to address. Ariel, I think, what if we refuse the vaccine and weekly testing? I really hope it doesn't come to this, but if that law becomes law, then you're not going to be able to work in healthcare. It's just at least not for somebody, you know, a larger employer or like a hospital or somebody. It's unfortunate, but that's what we've been told. And that is the last thing we want, is to lose any of our caregivers. So if we're getting tested weekly, why would a client need to know our vaccine status? That I would think that's a HIPAA violation. Yeah, Raylan, that is something that people, that's a complication of this. I agree with you. We don't share vaccination status, but our clients do have a right to request a vaccinated caregiver for their own protection. So we'll be getting more legal advice on the HIPAA violation thing. And when we get more clarity on it, we'll get answers out to everybody. Yeah, the pavilions has been testing since the beginning, Kathy, you're right. Okay, so there is no evidence that any vaccine, including COVID-19 vaccine, cause female or male fertility problems. Zero evidence of that. But I don't want to be magnetic. Getting a COVID-19 vaccine can make you magnetic. True or false? I see people laughing. Well, guess what? That is a pretty common misperception that is spread all over the place on social media. And the answer is false. COVID-19 vaccines won't make you magnetic because they don't contain ingredients that can produce an electromagnetic field. So it ain't possible. Will it change your DNA? True or false? Curious what you think. Yes, you guys are right. False. The materials, this is an important thing to understand because I know that for a long time, especially in the very beginning, this was a concern that people had because of some types of vaccines, but the materials in COVID-19 vaccines never enter the nucleus of the cell, which is where DNA is located. Therefore, they do not interact with your DNA or change it in any way. Not something to worry about. So I would just say, regarding getting vaccinated, please reach out to someone at the office. If you have any remaining questions or concerns or whatever, we'd really like to talk about it, help you navigate, get answers to your questions. If we don't know them, we'll help find people, the experts who do. And I just want to just say that, there are no stupid questions. There's lots of confusing information out there, a lot of misinformation. And so don't hesitate to reach out, to ask questions and talk to somebody about this vaccine and if it's right for you. There are certain people that it's not right for, but for most it is. And we care about you. So, we do this. Raylan, you're not right though. I'm sorry that they can't get into your DNA. And we know it's safe because I would just say 70 million people have gotten it so far. And it's based on many cycles of research about COVID viruses, of which there are many variations. And the accumulation of years of study. So I feel very safe. And in fact, I definitely feel safer vaccinated than not. But we'll address questions. Bethany is happy to talk with anybody. So yeah, Kathy, this isn't about a judgment of anything. This is about a law that's being imposed on us. This is not something Comfort Keepers wants to do any more than you do. But that's why we wanted to just tell you now, because we've got a couple of months to prepare for this and to really consider your choices. Raylan, we'll get back. I'm just going to have Bethany's going to reach out to you and you can find out what all your questions are, and for sure we'll get you the answers. So thanks for asking. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a tough situation. Okay, so on from vaccination to the protocols to protect you, your family, and clients. On the next slide, I have a little video that I thought was fun. There's a couple of semi swear words in here. So it's about a minute long if you don't want to hear that. It's nothing that you wouldn't hear on the radio, but I just want to warn you because I don't want to offend anybody, but I thought overall it was a cute and a fun message.
I put my mask on, check to see, baby, how you breathing? Mask on, check to see, baby, how you breathing? Child, tired of the bullshit, give us PPE now for the COVID. Yes, Lord, try not to get sick in an unprotected way. It makes me really wanna quit. Come down, protect your eyes. When a patient calls and the droplets fly, I know that it's hard on the front lines. We're all in this together, let me simplify. If they don't give you masks no more, just walk your smart ass out that door. And put your mask on, check to see, baby, how you breathe? Breathing good as hell. Mask on, check to see, baby, how you breathe? Breathing good as hell. Breathing good as hell. Baby, how you breathing? Breathing good as hell.
Okay, masking. Oh, I'm tired of masks, as I know many of you are too, but masking is part of that federal mandate as well. But even if it isn't, this is something we do believe is important to do when you're working with vulnerable populations like we are. Always wear your mask indoors, or if you're in a vehicle with another person, especially a client. This all obviously goes for at work. The cloth masks are not going to pass the test in terms of what the government wants us to do. So, you know, we've got lots of masks. We'll send you some in the mail if you can't get to the office, but cloth masks are not considered, that they don't do the job same way as a surgical mask does. You want to change that mask at least once a day or whenever it's dirty. If you wear an N95, which we also have those, which is also considered a ventilator mask, you've got to make sure it fits properly. If you're not sure, I know you can stop in and we can have a nurse show you, but you basically don't want, it needs to fit tightly around your face. Always wear your mask over both your nose and mouth, and always wear the mask whether your client wants you to or not. And I know that clients are very often say things like, hey, you know, you don't have to wear a mask here. I know you're vaccinated and I'm vaccinated too, but with the fact that vaccinated people can still get COVID, and with the fact that you can have COVID and not know it, especially if you're vaccinated, you could be spreading it around and not know it. We've got to wear masks when we're with our clients. We just have to, for at least for now, we've got to make sure and do that. Okay. Okay. The question answer for Sharon is, there are medical waivers. There are people, as I said before, who can't get the vaccine, and there are forms for that, and I know there will be exceptions. All right, so on masking, just make sure there's not a question I should be answering. Okay. Please do it. The other thing that we need to do is hand washing. Always wash your hands when you get to a house. You walk in, first thing you do, wash your hands or clock in and then wash your hands. But clients notice people washing their hands or not. We've got to really, again, just be careful not to get too comfortable. I think it gives your clients some peace of mind when they see you doing precautions, wearing a mask. It's like you're doing it for them, not for yourself. And it gives them, it feels good to them to know that you're taking precautions that aren't necessarily what you want to do. And always wash your hands before and after direct client contact. handling food, and using the restroom. So mask up, keep hand washing, keep trying to keep things clean, and reach out about getting vaccinated or not, and we'll help you navigate through it. I'll also promise that I'll keep you informed when we know, there's a lot of states challenging these laws, and so if there's a chance that this won't go into effect on January 4th or maybe ever, but that's not what we're hearing on the street. So we'll see. Okay, new for you in 2022. Paid time off for full-time caregivers. So this will begin January 1st is when we'll start allocating the PTO, and you can use your PTO for any purpose at all. We really hope actually that you'll use it for relaxation, rejuvenation, vacation, family time, for positive things, but you can use it for illness or emergency if you need to. If you're planning ahead, please request in the month prior before we release the schedule for the next month, so that we don't have to go in and try to get coverage for you. It's a lot easier the more notice we have. You're eligible at 1 year once you've been with Comfort Keepers a full year. If you work at least 1,560 client service hours during the year, during that 12-month period, which is an average of 30 hours a week, then you'll be eligible for 30 hours of paid time off to use during the next 12 months. So if you work at least an average of 30 hours a week, you're going to get some paid time off. If you work at least 2,080 client service hours during the service year, which is an average of 40 hours a week, you're eligible for 40 hours to use during the following 12 months. PTO balances, like if you don't use all your hours, reset to 0 on your anniversary date. And then at that time, we see what your hours were in the previous year and what your eligibility is for either 30 or 40 hours. When we start this January 1st, we will, everybody who's already been here a year by January 1st will be calculating your average hours of service during that your last full 12-month period. And then we'll be prorating it. So like, let's say if, let me try to do something really basic. If you are eligible for 30 hours, because that's what you averaged, and we start the PTO January 1st, and your renewal date for hire is May 1st, so there's 4 months, that'd be a third of the year, so you would get 10 hours at that just to use between January and May, and then when May kicks in, you would get, if you still qualify, you would get an additional 30 hours. So you'll get, if you've been here more than a year, on January 1st, you'll get some PTO. We'll also have a document that tells, how to request it, and that spells all this out for you. I did want to give you a heads up because that might impact some decisions. If you want to be eligible for PTO, maybe you want to work a little more. Okay. So I'm going to move on to the next benefit. This is a Blue Cross Blue Shield, what's called an employee assistance program. And this is going to be available to all employees, regardless of how long you've been here. It'll kick in on January 1st also. This is something that Russ and I are going to provide for everybody. And it's basically a program to help everyone, all employees, with what I'd call mental health, life issues, financial stuff, just all those stuff in life that doesn't really fall under a health insurance plan, but that really could be helpful to people. So, and again, we'll have a brochure for you that will spell all of this out, but you'll be eligible, like if you're having some kind of a, going through a divorce or something else, you're grieving because somebody died that's close to you. They'll evaluate you and then do an assessment and then make referrals to wherever it is, a grief counselor or whatever is needed. You're entitled to up to 6 counseling sessions per issue per year. So let's say you decide you're getting a divorce and you aren't handling it well, you get 6 counseling sessions to help you with your divorce. And then 2 months later, you have an issue where you've got a collector pounding on your door and your car's going to get repoed. You could, that would be a new issue. So you would get an additional 6 counseling sessions. So to me, this is huge because I think that almost everyone needs some third-party help thinking things through and figuring things out every now and then. So really excited about that. If you're in crisis, they have emergency triage is what it's called, to help get you help right away. Legal counseling, financial counseling. You'll have online access to all kinds of stuff. What they call work-life services to assist with child and elder care issues, special needs. One of the stories they told us when we were looking into getting this was about a woman who was working actually in our industry and found out one day she picked her kid up from daycare and the person said, "This is our last day, we're shutting down." And this woman had no daycare. She called the EAP and they helped her find daycare in her area. So, and all of this stuff though is confidential. You should know you're not going to go through our office if you need to use this. You'll have a number and you'll go directly to them. So this isn't, you may be using this and I won't even know it, but it's going to be available to everybody. So we'll have bunch more information coming to you, and just want to remind you not to forget about our existing benefits, which are insurance, health, vision, dental. We have a retirement plan, a 401k that's matching. That's one that I really don't understand why more people don't do it, because you can put in up to 4% of everything you earn, and then Russ and I will match it. And it's just, if you can afford to put anything in savings, I would do it. And our health insurance plans are the same way. They all have health savings accounts attached to them. So you can put pre-tax savings into those accounts and then use it for healthcare expenses, or you can roll it over and put it in your retirement plan. So there's lots. And if you're interested in any of those benefits, I'd sure would love it if you'd reach out and ask questions. So yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing some of the questions about that. And even if you experienced a loss before we had this plan, but it's still with you, it's still like a dark cloud over you or causing you to lose sleep or anything, you'll be able to use this plan to deal with that. So I'm really, really, really excited to offer that. And looking forward to it. So that's all I got. When's open enrollment? Yeah, December. Okay. Is there any other quick question you want to put in there? And I'll try to answer it and let everybody get on with it. That's all I got for today. Thanks everybody for joining. We will make this recording available. So if you know of people who should see it but didn't, Bethany will get the word out. Thanks. Bye. Whoa.